All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. My name is Alexa. For those of you who don't know me, I know we've got kind of a collaboration of teams here. So some of you guys might know me, some of you guys might not know me. But for those of you who are on live, I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your night to join us for the team call. I'm really pumped because I haven't hosted a team call in a while, and I love hosting team calls. I love teaching. I love sharing what I've learned, and I think that tonight's call is going to be a really great one for all of you guys, whether you are new, brand new, or whether you have been around here for a while like I have. I think this is going to be just a really important thing to remember, and hopefully it'll help some of you guys get some light bulbs when it comes to inviting and finding new people to join you, whether it's in your challenge groups or on your team. So first off, like I said, I just want to introduce myself really quick because, like I said, there's a lot of people on here. There's some names that I recognize and some names that I don't. So my name is Alexa Leckenbach. I have been a coach for exactly 5 years today. Today is my 5-year coach anniversary, I guess you could call it, which is nuts to think that I've been doing this for 5 years. And I just want to share, you guys, that number one, coaching has been probably the biggest blessing in my life besides my son. It has been just such a life-changing opportunity for me. I can't really imagine myself doing anything but this, and it's brought so much joy and so many good things into my life. And so for those of you who are brand new, I just encourage you to continue to plug into our community, continue to just show up and to not give up, and know that this business takes time. It does. It takes time. Like I said, I've been doing this for 5 years, and to be honest, I still have some really big goals that I want to hit. I am definitely not, I don't know everything. I have not reached the level that I know I'm going to, and that I can reach when it comes to my potential with coaching, even though I'm 5 years into this. So I just kind of share that with you guys to hopefully encourage you to stay the course and be in this for the long haul, and to just keep going even when times get hard, because there are going to be hard times in your business. I've had a lot of hard times. I've had some amazing times where I'm just like riding cloud nine and nothing can bring me down. And I've had some really hard struggles, but that is life. That is business. And if you just stick with it, I really think amazing things can come from this business. So I am from Seattle, Washington. I am a lifetime six-star diamond coach. I was elite back in 2015. I was premier the year before that in 2014. And I've really I came into this business as a discount coach. So I actually had no desire whatsoever to run a business. Lauren, my coach, was like, Alexa, I think you'd be great at this. I was like, no, thanks. I was like that ex-girl emoji. You guys know that emoji that's like, no, that was me. I was like, no, I'm not running a business. I had actually done another network marketing company in the health and fitness industry before I joined Beachbody, and I had a really sour taste in my mouth from that. And I thought that this was going to be the same thing. And so I was really against it. I was really hesitant, but I realized that Beachbody really is completely different from even other health and fitness companies out there in so many ways. We really do offer the total solution, and that's something that I realized was a lot different from what I had done before. And I just naturally started to share and become an advocate for Beachbody and for our programs and for Shakeology, because they were genuinely changing my life and helping me. And I just started naturally wanting other people to know about this. And I just kind of naturally transitioned into wanting to be a business builder. And I started to kind of dabble around and look at, okay, what is this coaching thing? Maybe I should do this. I started to, see what the potential of what this could bring for me and my family. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go all in. So I signed up on October 15th, 2013. And I always say that I officially started working my business in January of 2014. Those first few months I was a discount coach, and that's when I was really skeptical and kind of learning. And, but once January hit, I decided to go all in. I decided to go for this, and I have not looked back since. And so now I'm a full-time coach. This is my job. I love it. It has given me the chance to be able to be home with my son, who I had 4 months ago today. Wow, the 15th is just like a special day of the month. My son just turned 4 months today. So it's crazy. I just wanted to share that because, like I said, there's a lot of you guys on here who maybe don't know about me or my story. But in the past, I've lost 80 pounds with Beachbody programs and products. I was actually a monthly Beachbody Challenge winner back in 2014, the first year of my journey, and I won $1,000. Pretty crazy, right? I won $1,000 from Beachbody. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you submit your results to our programs, to the Beachbody Challenge, then you have the chance to be a daily winner, a monthly winner, a quarterly winner, and they give out money. And not only that, but my coach Lauren also got $500, which is pretty sweet. I love that they do that. I don't have to bring that up because sometimes I think we forget about the Beachbody Challenge, but it's pretty awesome. I was an actual winner. It's for real, you guys. Actual people do win it. So continue to stick to your program, submit your results every month, and you never know what can happen. So anyways, that's about me. Just wanted to put that out there for anybody who doesn't know me, but I have a lot of info tonight. So I want to get started on tonight's team call, which is all about prospecting with purpose. And this goes for both prospecting people for your challenge groups and for your team, okay? But I want to know first, like before we even start, I want to hear from you guys. Can you type in the chat box for me really quick? Because I feel like a lot of people struggle with prospecting. And when I say that, I mean finding new people that want to join your challenge groups, finding people that want to join your team, inviting and talking to new people. I think all of that kind of stuff kind of goes with prospecting. So what struggles do you guys experience when it comes to prospecting and finding new people to join your groups or your team? Like what is your biggest issue? Is it that you feel like you don't know what to say? Do you feel like you don't know who you should be talking to? Do you feel like you feel salesy or icky when it comes to talking to people? I don't know. Whatever it might be, I'm just curious to hear, because I think that this is probably one of the biggest things that so many coaches struggle with and that holds them back. So, okay, people are saying taking action. They've already been asked by 20 other people with MLMs. Knowing the right thing to say, I'm not creative with my words, fear of sounding uninformed, finding people who actually commit to the programs they sign up with, like getting the right market of challengers and people who will vibe with me, taking bold action, filling out their needs before offering info. I never quite know how to handle when people ghost me, even after saying they're interested. I don't like sounding like a salesman, not knowing what to say, being salesy. Okay, all of these things I totally can relate, and I probably can say that at some point in the last 5 years, I have felt the exact same way as all of you guys. So just know that. Just because you've been doing this for a while doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle and have dealt with these things. But I really think that it all comes down to figuring out the root of the problem. And I think that what I've got to share with you guys tonight is going to help with that. Okay. So I think for me, it all is going to start with your why. Okay. So let's talk about your why before we even go into talking about prospecting, because these things are really linked together. Okay. And when you come in as a coach, we talk about this. We talk about what is your why? What is your reason for wanting to do this? And you guys can share. Again, let's make this an interactive team call. Type in the chat box, what is your guys' why? Why are you here? Why are you being a coach? A lot of times we kind of seem to focus on a lot of the external things, right? I'm talking about you want to be able to pay off debt, or you want to be able to quit your job so that you can work from home. You want to have time freedom. You want to have some extra money for groceries. You know what I mean? I'm sure all of you guys, and I think that it's important to have those external things to motivate you, whatever that might be in your life, right? But have you really taken the time to make sure that your why has not just that external component, but also the internal component to it? Okay. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight. So you need to have another layer to your why that is going to help you in attracting the right people to your business. Okay. And what that is going to be called is your impact goal. Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys about your impact goal. This is basically like that internal part of your why. So what is the impact that you want to leave on this earth? Or what kind of impact do you want to make in people's lives? I think you need to make sure that you incorporate that into your why and figure out the internal reasons for why you are a coach, okay? And you need to get really specific with this, because when you figure out what your impact goal is going to be, and then you start to lead with that in your conversations, you are really going to start to see a difference in your conversations and a difference in the type of people that you are attracting, okay? It's a struggle to want money, but not be salesy. And I really, that's what Amanda said in the chat, and I totally understand what you mean. But one of the things that I learned, Amanda, as a new coach that really helped me, I remember we had Melissa McAllister on one of our team calls like years ago. And she is amazing. She's like been top 10 for I don't even know how many years, and she's 15-star diamond, and I don't know how many of her business centers now. But she said something. She said, money is not the issue. It's not about earning money. It's about what you can do with it. So like, think about how much good that you can do when you have all, like if you were to just, all of your debt was gone and you were earning, whatever your goals might be in your business, you're earning that as a coach. Think about what good you can do for other people with money, right? You could donate to charities or donate to your church or be able to help your family out, if they're having a crisis, right? Like being able to say, like, if my brother got, a flat tire and he's, short on money, doesn't get paid for 2 more weeks, like I would love to be able to say, okay, don't worry, I've got your tire covered. Like, let me go buy that for you. You know what I mean? Like being able to help people. That is really what it comes down to. And so you need to figure out like what that internal thing is for you so that you can realize that with this business, you have the power to really change people's lives, not just externally, but internally also. Okay? Helping people is not what we do, not why. Helping people is what we do, not why we do it, the business. Yes, I completely agree with you, Carly, on that one. So when you think about, you guys, success comes, and I got this quote from Bob Heilig. He is like amazing. I really recommend his podcast. Side note, it's called Your Virtual Upline. His name is Bob Heilig, and I was listening to some of his podcasts, and he said this. He said, success comes when you can transfer your energy and belief to somebody else. And I love that. It's all about emotions, right? So if you are talking to somebody and if you can make like a strong emotional connection with them, and if you can tap into that emotional part of somebody's brain and really like connect with them on that, you are going to see such a better result when it comes to helping them get started, whether it's with a challenge group or with coaching. You have to tap into that emotional side. And I think that's why it's important to make sure that you have that impact goal set for yourself. Okay? So you have to become really clear on your impact goal. And you have to be really specific about who you are so that you can attract people to you that really need that impact in their life, if that makes sense. Okay? Can you repeat the quote, please? Yes. So success comes when you can transfer your energy and belief to somebody else. Okay? Energy and belief. So you have to be really specific about who you are. And I know you guys are like, I thought we were talking about prospecting. Don't worry, we're getting into it. But we have to talk about this impact goal thing first, because that is what's going to help you prospect with purpose, is by figuring out your impact goal first and laser focusing in on the type of people that you want to help and the type of impact that you want to leave on this earth. Okay? And when you do that, you guys, what you want to do is become clear on your impact goal and then go straight for the people whose values align with that goal. Okay? So when I say being specific in who you are, I think that you got to get really, like I said, I've said specific, but you got to get like really detailed about this. So Jennifer just typed in the chat. She said, to inspire millions of people to be healthy and fit. And I love that, Jennifer, but I want you to get way more specific than that. Okay? So inspiring millions of people. What kinds of people? Women, moms, young women in their 20s. You know what I mean? Like, get really specific about the type of people that you want to be able to help. And how do you want to help them? Okay? think about it this way. Like some people, you know, there's people that are killing it in this business that are personal trainers, and they're really laser focused on like the fitness side of this business and really helping people get like totally shredded. And then there's some of us who are just like, I want to learn how to not binge eat Snickers every single night. You know what I mean? I want to learn to just have a healthy relationship with food, not necessarily like, you know, get six pack, but I just want to be able to just have a healthy relationship and not be so emotional with my eating, right? You know what I mean? So you have to figure out, okay, how do I want to help people? Like what specific way do I want to help people, and who very specifically do I want to help? Okay. What is the impact goal of your business? How do you want the world to be different and better because you're here? And this is not about the money, you guys. Okay. So to give you an example, you know, for me, and I've had to shift this, and you're going to have to shift this a lot in your business because you're going to go through different seasons in your life, right? The person that I was 5 years ago when I signed up to be a coach is 100% different than the person that I am now. I wasn't engaged. I was, you know, had only been dating my boyfriend at the time, not my husband. I'd only been dating him for about a year when I signed up to be a coach. You know, no kids, no pets, like no nothing. I was just wanting to lose weight and feel really good about myself and honestly like get in like the best shape of my life. Whereas now, here I am, I'm married. I have a 4-month-old. I have a dog. You know what I mean? Like my family is my number one, most important thing in my life. And also, you know, I've gone through some struggles for sure that have kind of guided me to where I'm at now. During my pregnancy, I mean, I told you guys I'm 4 months postpartum today. And during my pregnancy, honestly, I got way back into my really bad eating habits. So now it's like I'm in this place where, yeah, I want to lose weight, but more than anything, like I really want to get my eating habits right. You know what I mean? Just start like being healthy again, and not necessarily like be so laser focused on dropping a certain amount of pounds, but just learn to like not want to crave pizza rolls every single day. You know what I mean? So let's see. You guys are typing some stuff in the chat box, and I'm really loving it. Hold on, let me scroll up. So Trisha said to show other mothers that we do have time to be better for ourselves. Yes, love that. Because so many moms like think that there's just, I don't have time. I don't have time to be healthy. I don't have time for it. And that is such a great goal because you can show up and show people and show moms specifically that they can do this. Let's see, to inspire women to be comfortable with living their lives, being who they are, learning to love themselves from the inside out. I absolutely love that. To get families, mothers, and children off the couch and outside. Love it. I want to help females gain control over their lives and gain their self-esteem by helping them get control over their health and bodies. Perfect. Moms to find out who they are after the kids are done with them. Yes, Jeannie, like that's really great. That's very specific. Because Jeannie's a mom, I'm a mom, but we're totally different kind of ends of the spectrum, right? Like I'm a new mom and she's a mom who her kid is older. So you know what I mean? Like you've got to get just like super laser focused. And I know this is hard because you're like, okay, you know, I'm just me. I don't have anything special about me, but you really do. Every single aspect of your life has shaped you into this unique person that is completely different from everybody else out there. So I want you guys to, first off, you have to think about your impact goal and really who it is that you want to help specifically, what kind of an impact that you want to leave on this earth. And think about it too, like what feels fun to you, okay? So I know that that's kind of a silly question, but I was thinking about this for myself because you guys, I've gone through this. Like after I had my son, I was in a place where I kind of didn't really know my identity as a coach because I've been doing things, you know, a certain way for the last 4 years. And here I am now, things have completely changed and I'm still kind of trying to run my business like I used to, yet my life is not where it was. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel aligned. And so I had to sit back and say, okay, like my impact that I want to leave has completely changed. Like, to be honest, of course I wanted to help moms in the past, but now like that has a whole other level of meaning to me because I am a mom, you know what I mean? And so you've got to constantly be reevaluating and know that your life is going to change. So your impact is going to change and your business and who you talk to is going to change. And that's okay. All right. So, and like I said about what feels fun to you. So for me, like I said, I kind of had to do this like come to Jesus moment and like really did a brain dump with where I was after having my son and figuring out what is my business going to look like? Like, how am I going to help people? Because I felt like I was almost starting over as a new coach. And so I said, well, what sounds fun to me? Like, what would I love to absolutely do? Who are the people that I would absolutely love to work with? Of course, it would be other new moms, like first time new moms. And, thinking about, okay, like, what if I could, like, what are some fun things that I can do to like jazz it up and think about how I could make my challenge groups really specific towards a new mom. And so that would be maybe like adding in like fun quotes and videos on Facebook, that are all about like, new mom life, and having maybe some really quick, healthy, throw together meals, giving them like some ideas for that, like having documents for that in the challenge group, and maybe having like a little call where we all get on Zoom with our babies. You know what I mean? Like, I was just brain dumping, thinking about like, what would my ideal challenge group that I would have so much fun, what would that look like? You know what I mean? And, making a playlist so that we can dance with our kids in the morning in the kitchen, or, you know what I mean? Just brain dump it, you guys. Think about who your specific person is that you would totally love to help, and who you feel you would have an easy conversation with. Because I'm telling you, there's been so many times where I'm talking to people and I'm like, I feel like I totally can't relate to this person, right? Like, or we're just, yeah, this person's nice and maybe they responded to my post, but like, they're not necessarily your people. I feel like that's what a lot of us struggle with, is finding your people. And what that means is literally just getting laser freaking focused on who it is that you want to help, and making sure that you're being intentional about finding those people and focusing on finding them versus trying to help everybody. That is definitely where I felt short, I think, in my business, was I just wanted to help everybody, anybody that came to me. And I used a lot of attraction marketing in my first, 5 years of my business. Honestly, for the last 5 years, like, attraction marketing and just having people come to me has been how my business has been working. However, I'm at the point now where I'm realizing that not everybody that I necessarily attract or is coming to me is my person. And I want to really work with the people that get me and that get my specific struggles that I'm dealing with in my life. Because somebody who's 25 years old and, just finished college and, is out, still goes out every weekend or whatever, does not understand the same struggles as somebody who's a new mom and is, barely gets out of the house and showers, or, doesn't even shower every day because you know what I mean? Like, it's totally different. So when you can talk to people who are in that same lane as you, almost, who get the same struggles that you're going through, you are going to find that in your conversations, and whether it's DMs or Facebook messages, it's going to be like you're talking to like one of your BFFs, right? Like, wouldn't that be the best, where all of your conversations, you just felt like you were like flowing with people and you were just, oh, this person gets me. You know what I mean? And that's what prospecting with purpose is all about, is making sure that you aren't just attracting people to you and just helping everybody that comes to you. I mean, yes, you should still, of course, help people that are coming to you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like don't help people that come to you and say, can you help me get healthy? But not relying on that as your sole way of building your business, right? You have to get out of your comfort zone and go out and find the people that are like you. Sometimes they'll come to you and they'll find you. And by you, being really good about what you're sharing on social media, you will attract people like that. I'm not going to talk about attraction marketing on social media. That's a whole other call. I'm talking about getting out there and finding people that are like you. Okay. And this all comes down to those values and beliefs in people that, that you want to make an impact on in this world. Okay. So I have my notes here. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but understand that your business is going to be your vehicle to live out your purpose, you guys. So for me, my purpose right now, like the type of person that I want to help, is a 30-year-old new mom who has struggled a lot with nutrition and with getting healthy, doesn't have a ton of time because they've got a new baby at home, and really needs like quick things to eat that are going to be healthy, needs to figure out how to work fit working out into a busy schedule. And also I think about like my personality, people that are okay with me dropping F-bombs and, you know what I mean? Like people that love to dance and like listen to hip hop music, you know what I mean? Like I just have realized that, yes, best friend hunt, that is what it's about. It's like going out there and trying to find people that are going to be like your best friends, your BFFs. Okay. And when you do that, and when you kind of align like your purpose and your impact that you want to make with your business, like I really think that that's when the magic starts to happen. Okay. So stop focusing on trying to make $1 million and focus on trying to help 1 million people. That was another big quote that really stuck out to me. Because that's really what it's about, you guys. And I know that it's hard because we come into this business and you can make $1 million with this, right? We see people every month that are joining the Million Club with Beachbody. And I'm sure that's a huge goal for a lot of us. I know that I would love to join the Million Club. That is definitely like a longer term goal. But in order to make that happen, you need to not focus on the dollars and focus on helping 1 million people. And if you can help, I mean, not specifically 1 million, but you get what I'm saying here, right? 1 million is a lot, but you know what I mean? Like focus on the people that you want to help and the other stuff is going to follow. Okay. So, and this all comes down to success versus significance. So success, when you think about success, right, a lot of times what things that come to mind is that the money and the material things and like the new houses and the new cars and the debt-free, right? And success can lead to happiness, but significance, that is impacting other people's lives, like truly changing people's lives. How many of you feel like your life has been changed because of Beachbody in some way, like in your core? You know what I'm talking about? Like whether it's Shakeology, whether it was 21 Day Fix, whether it was your challenge group or your coach, like you feel like just this burning thing in your heart because this has truly like helped change your life, right? And that is how if you can pass that on and help people in that way, that is going to lead you to fulfillment, right? There's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. And I really think that happiness comes from what you do, right? But fulfillment comes from why you're doing it, okay? So you got to spend less time talking about what and more time talking about why. This all keeps coming back to that impact goal. And for those of you who hadn't read the book, Start With Why, you've got to go get it by Simon Sinek. Or go onto YouTube and type in Simon Sinek TED Talk. He has a really great TED Talk all about this concept of starting with why. But think about this, you guys. Like, there's the what, and there's the how, and then there's the why, right? So we all know what we do. We all know what we do here as coaches. We sell health and fitness programs and supplements, right? Like, or we help people get set up with fitness programs, Shakeology, like whatever it is. That's what we do, okay? How do we do it? Well, and what sets us apart? Like, how are we able to do this differently from other people? Well, we have really great high quality ingredients, right? Like Shakeology, the ingredients in Shakeology are completely sourced from just some of the most, crazy places around the world, right? Our commitment to quality and the fact that you can do this all at home and the fact that we really focus in on the support side of things, like that's how. But these are all just features and benefits, you guys, okay? The what and the how are just the external stuff. And features and benefits don't necessarily create lifers, right? Like that's the thing. Because say there's a brand new network marketing company that opens up that has more features and benefits or something, or other shiny things, you know what I mean? Something else is going to come along to detract people from that. So you've got to laser focus in on that why, because the why is what's going to tap into the emotional side for people. The why is what's going to keep people here with you. Even if XYZ new company comes out, your why and having people that have a strong emotional connection is what's going to keep them here. And how do you do that? By leading with your impact goal versus anything else. Okay. So, and understand that I think that when you lead with the impact that you want to make, that is what's going to help you feel more passionate about what you're doing. And it's what's going to help keep you going and help you overcome your fears and help you feel fulfilled in this business, right? So think about it. Like, go back to like your impact goal. If you want to be able to help other new moms, that are really struggling with making time for themselves and putting themselves first and figuring out a routine with a new baby, if you were to do that, help one person who is that new mom, just like you, and, who really has gone through the same struggles, and then you see her post that she got her workout in and she's got her baby next to her and she feels amazing. Like, how amazing is that going to feel in your heart? You're going to feel so good being like, oh my gosh, look, she's doing it because I helped her make that happen, right? So it's all about coming back to that fulfillment thing and leading with the impact that you want to make. Because if you can help people and you start to fill up that and fulfill that impact goal that you want to achieve, that's going to feel, I personally think, 10 times better than you hitting a shiny rank or making some of these external goals happen, right? Like, I would rather have a new mom come to me saying like, oh my gosh, I feel so great because I've been doing these workouts at home and I joined your group. Thank you so much. Versus, hitting diamond or whatever. Like, of course, those goals are still important. I'm not saying they're not important, but I just think that that's what's going to keep you here. You know what I mean? That's what's going to keep you here, and that's what's going to keep you going, and that's what's going to take you further in your business than you've ever been, is fulfilling your impact goal versus just those external things. Because I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I was that coach who came out the gate just on fire. I fulfilled a lot of my external goals really quickly. Like I said, I hit Premier my first full year as a coach. I walked the stage at Summit. I got all of the little medals at Summit, and, I got every Success Club gift every single month. And that stuff is great and really encouraging. I know that it really motivates a lot of us. But at the end of the day, a shiny, medal on your wall versus knowing that you actually impacted and changed somebody's life who, not just somebody, but somebody who's really similar to you, like another new mom or another, whatever. I keep saying new mom, sorry, that's just because that's what's relating to me, but you guys get it. Whatever that is for you, that's going to feel 10 times better than that shiny medal on your wall, right? So it's important to still have those external goals, okay? I don't want to discredit that, because that stuff is still important, and I know it drives a lot of us, but you have to have the impact with it. And when you start to lead with that in your conversations and in your posts, and you start really talking about your impact goal that you want to leave, and you talk more about that than anything else, that's how you're going to start to not only attract people, but I feel like that's what's going to make you not feel salesy when you're having conversations, because you realize that you're not out here talking to people because you want to make money or because you want to pay off debt, but because you want to help other people, other new moms feel great and give them that belief that they can have time for themselves in their day or whatever your impact goal is. Does that make sense, you guys? Like, when you are leading with that in your conversations, doesn't that feel so much more genuine than knowing in the back of your head that you want to do this because you want to earn X amount of money? You know what I mean? So the impact goal is the key to prospecting with purpose, because without that, it's all the external stuff. When you are leading with your impact goal in your conversations, that's going to feel good. You're not going to feel icky, because you're truly here to change people's lives in whatever way that looks like for you. Okay? Is this starting to does this make any sense, you guys? When I was writing this out, this really clicked for me, because I heard about this concept of prospecting with purpose and really just leading with my impact. It kind of turned a light bulb on for me, and I realized talking to people doesn't have to feel gross. Inviting people to the business or inviting people to my challenge groups doesn't have to feel salesy, because I'm just here wanting to fulfill my impact that I want to leave on this earth. You know what I'm saying? If you're truly leading with that, I think it makes just such a difference in how you're talking. And when you are finding other people that are that align with your impact goal, the conversations are going to be so much easier. You're going to have so much more success because your values and your beliefs align with each other, okay? We're not rational beings. We're emotional beings, right? How many times do people go and spend money on something that they shouldn't? Go and buy the purse or the new iPhone, right? Or something like that. not necessarily rational thinking, but it's emotional thinking for whatever reason. Like, I can't tell you how many people I know that, you know, are going out and like buying new iPhones, but also like complaining about, you know, not having any money, but for whatever reason, you know, that iPhone and whatever, it taps into that emotional side of their brain for them. You know what I mean? We don't make decisions based on rational thoughts is what I'm trying to say. We make decisions based on emotion. So if you can tap into the emotion by focusing on your impact goal and leading with that, that's how you're really going to connect with people and see better results in your conversations. You can't spend too much time in the what and the how, right? You've got to spend the most of the time in the why. And this will help people become emotionally invested in you and want to join you. Okay. So what is the process to kind of figuring this out? I'm sure you guys are wondering. So first off, you've got to examine the events and the situations that led you to starting your business, right? What areas of your life were you dissatisfied in? Okay. And how did this business provide a solution for you? Okay. This is how you're going to figure out what your impact goal and kind of what that emotional side of your why is. Okay. So there's 5 kind of areas that most people are dissatisfied. And those 5 areas are time, money, security, health, and purpose. Most people are struggling with these 5 things in one way or another. Not all 5 necessarily, but at least one of the 5, right? So what you got to do is think about yourself. What are the 1 to 2, reasons that really jump out to you out of, these 5 that I shared? Time, money, security, health, and purpose. Okay. And how has the business added to these areas? Okay. So for me, just looking at these 5, I think that when I joined and what brought me here was health and purpose. Okay. My health was really struggling. I was stopping at Taco Bell every single day after work. I had just what felt like an addiction to cheesy gordita crunches. I was just drinking soda like every single day and had no energy and just hated what I saw when I looked in the mirror. And that was one of the biggest areas of my life that I wasn't happy. And then purpose, like I was working at a job that I was typing numbers into a spreadsheet all day and selling shoes online. Like I wasn't changing the world. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel like I was making an impact. I wasn't doing anything that really felt like good in my heart. You know what I mean? Not like I was doing bad, but I didn't feel like what I was doing was that special. I really wanted to do something that helped people and that change people's lives in some way. Okay. So figure out whatever that is and take some time, really brain dump, you guys. Like I really recommend that you set aside like 30 to 60 minutes. I know that's a lot of time. You might not be able to think that you can write this all out, but write out your story and write out those situations and events or whatever things in your life that relate to these 1 to 2 areas of dissatisfaction, right? So like I said, for me, my health and purpose were where I was dissatisfied. So I think about, when I brain dump, like I said, think about addicted to Taco Bell, drinking Coke every single day, like 5 Cokes a day, unhappy with what I saw in the mirror, always ate like 3 plates of food every time I sat down, was huffing and puffing if I walked up the steps going, from the bus tunnel up the steps to the street after I got off the bus for work. You know what I mean? Like get really specific about certain things that were happening in your life, because when you can get really specific about that kind of stuff and really tap into the emotions, again, that is how you're going to be able to evoke emotion in other people, if that makes sense. Okay. So write out all of these things. Just think about all of the areas and things that happen to you and situations and events and anything, just brain dump. When you start to write, other things are going to pop out to you. You know what I mean? Like, and you might think, well, okay, I can think of the things that happened, but like really sit down and spend time on this. Cause like I said, you're going to start to think of things as you're writing that are going to come up. Or maybe there's, specific situations, like maybe you went and tried on a dress at, Macy's and it was the biggest size they had and you still couldn't fit into it or get it zipped up. And that was like a huge wake up call for you. And you really were just tired of feeling unhappy in your body, right? Like what are these specific events that happened? Okay.
Alexa.
Yes.
Alexa. Hi, it's Carly. Can I add something? Sorry, I've been like sitting here and I was like, you're talking about basically telling your story and I have to say something.
Yes.
At leadership, we had like an amazing, what's that word? Keynote speaker, who came and talked about basically the art of storytelling, and how important, like, especially on social media, like people do not care about your sweaty selfie. They just don't. But if you're telling a really great story, like on my social media, I barely post workouts like on my main pages. It's all in my, stories and things. But basically what I'm doing on my pages is now having pictures that represent my life and tell really amazing stories. So it kind of went hand in hand, with what she taught us. And I was like, oh my God, I have to write my book now. But anyway, she gave us 4 things to do when writing. And I just thought I had to share because you were basically saying like brain dump. And I just did this, you guys, because I'm actually planning on, or I have started my first book, which I'm really excited about. But this is also really helping me come up with captions and really awesome ways to write, whatever you need to write on Facebook. So it was basically, let me see, where are my 4 things? Okay, so it's a list of 4 things that she kind of said to get you going and get your brain going. 1 is make a list of firsts. Like it could be your first program you finished, your first time the scale went down. Anytime that's a first. So for me, like in my book, I'm writing down first of like things that are in my personal life. But if you guys are thinking just business, anything that was a first, like the first day you signed up, first challenge group, whatever. Number 2 is make a list of challenges that you've overcome. So, I mean, that could be, for me, it's PCOS, hypothyroidism, being bullied, being, borderline obese, whatever your challenges that have been in your life. 3 is make a list of, okay, sorry, my brain. Oh, hold on. Sorry, you guys. I just realized, this was my edited for my book. So I kind of was changing things. Okay. I'm sorry. So 1 is make a list of firsts. 2 is the challenges that you've overcome. 3 is make a list of customers and your teammates and their stories. It could be literally your mom that has drank Shakeology for a year and she feels amazing. Or if you have hundreds of customers, that's cool too. Gather their stories. When you ask for them, I think it's so much more powerful. You guys will realize you've helped way more people than you realize. So make a list of customers and teammates and keep track of their stories. That was 3. So list of first, challenges you've overcome, make a list of your customers and teams and their stories. Okay, number 4 is write about the one who got away. The person who you forgot to invite or were too scared to invite, and then they went and joined somebody else's team, right? You guys have all heard my story, or at least my team has, about my friend from college who I was too scared to invite. I knew she'd be an amazing coach, and now she's a 3-time elite coach on Lindsay Matway's team. And that's not because Lindsay Matway has anything better than I do. Lindsay's actually a really good friend of mine. It's just that she invited her before I did. So sucks, but sucks. Write about the one that got away. If you don't have one yet, that means you're not inviting enough people or making lists of enough people and having a chicken list. If you don't have a chicken list, Google it. The one who got away. Number 5, sorry, there's more than 4. Number 5 is when someone said you couldn't do it or you weren't good enough and you proved them wrong. And number 6 is making a list of daily small things that happen. I think sometimes we forget to share the little things that happen, that like it could literally be that you chose to eat salad and not the donuts at work that day. But for some reason, that might be the one thing that somebody really resonated with because they're beating themselves up for choosing the donuts, right? So anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to hijack your call, Alexa. I was just like, I have to share because she literally was just talking about storytelling. So hopefully that helps. If any of you want to follow her on Instagram, she's like absolutely amazing. She kind of looks like Reese Witherspoon and it's crazy. Her name is Kindra Hall, KINDRAHALL, Kindra Hall. And she's really awesome. Watch her stories and read her captions and you'll see like it's all about storytelling. If you guys don't follow me, feel free to follow me or at least check out my captions because not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty good at storytelling. So yeah, that's like the main thing she said about social media right now is it's not about the pictures, it's about the story. So anyway, I'll give you your call back, Alexa. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Thank you so much. I love that. Even the first thing you shared, like thinking about your firsts, like I think that's so good, and this will, like Carly said, this will hopefully help you with like kind of brain dumping, but yes, it's all about storytelling, you guys, and it's all about tapping into the emotional side of things. And at the end of the day, if you can just start getting out there and talking to and finding people that have similar stories or have gone through similar situations, that's when the magic is going to happen, and you're going to feel really great about what you're doing in your business because you're making an impact. You're fulfilling that impact goal. And that's what this is all about. Okay. So, yeah, I talked about, okay, figure out what are the areas in your life where you were dissatisfied. And, figuring out like kind of like your 1 to 2 that are your main areas for you. And then brain dumping, using those things that Carly shared, using those questions, thinking about the specific events and things that happened in your life that kind of brought you to the decision to commit to being a coach or joining a challenge group. And understand, you guys, that your prospect doesn't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. And I know that might be like a slap in the face, but it's kind of true. You know what I mean? Like, you're not here to just talk about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just here to talk about, oh, well, I don't know. I can't even think of a good example, but it's not about you. It's about how you can help and impact other people. And if you can really connect with people on that level and talk about how you're able to change their life on an emotional level, that's when you're really going to start to have really quality conversations and find your lifers and people that are going to stick around because they have the similar situations. They know that they can relate to you, and you're going to be able to just have a more genuine relationship with them. I mean, I can't tell you guys how many coaches I've had on my team over the last 5 years that have come and gone, who maybe we clicked on some level, but really, like I said, I did a lot of attraction marketing, and I just kind of brought people in. Like, anybody that came to me and wanted to sign up, I've brought them in over the last 5 years. And a lot of those people have not been my people. And what happens is I feel like I almost, don't, I feel like I can't relate necessarily. We're in different seasons of our life. And at the end of the day, a lot of those people end up quitting. Not even necessarily because I did anything wrong. Not even necessarily because they don't love Beachbody. But I really think that when you can find people that are on that are like your besties, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to stick with this, highs and lows, like no matter what happens, because they are here for that emotional side. Like, they are just tied to this, and nothing's going to pull them away. A great example, I mean, I'm going to give you a shout out right now, Lauren, is that Lauren does a really great job, I think, of building relationships with her coaches and with her challengers. And she did that with me, at least from the beginning. You know what I mean? We became best friends. And it's a reason why, even though I've gone through some really shitty, hard times in this business over the last 5 years, I haven't even thought about quitting because I'm just way too emotionally invested. And you know what I mean? Like, my relationships mean too much, and this company has done too much for me. The challenge groups and our programs, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, our challenge groups and our programs and all that kind of stuff is great. But, like, the relationships are why I've stayed, and the relationships that I've built with some of the people on our team and my customers are what keep me here. And I'm telling you, like, if you can make that happen with the people that you're talking to, and you can have that, like, bestie, relationship, that's really where you're going to find the people that are going to stick around. They're going to do this. They're going to see the same goal as you. They're going to want to run into the sunset with you. And that's when the magic happens. And I will say, like, I try not to look at what other people and other teams are doing too much, but it's funny. I think that that's something that, like, Lindsay Matway, I mean, she's like one of the top coaches in the team or in the company. I always, when I see her post about, her team, they all just look like they're best friends, and that they text each other every day, and, they hang out and they go to each other's birthday parties for their kids and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is the reason why her team is so strong, is because she really does a good job of, like, finding people that are like her. But like I said, you know what I mean? Like, you just got to do that for yourself. Yes, I don't follow any other coaches other than my own. Blinders. Yes. Let me, like, just say that again. Like, I don't spend a lot of time looking at other coaches. I'm just saying, like, over the last 5 years, that's just something I've noticed about her, is that she does really, really well, I think, and why she's so successful. And so how do you do that for yourself? How do I do that in my business? That impact goal, finding people that are like you in the same season of life, that have that want to make that same emotional change in their life. That's what it's all about. Okay. So really, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up really quick. Hold on, I'm looking over my notes. I start talking and I get on tangents. I don't even know where the hell I'm at. So really, that's what this all comes down to. Okay, so I talked a lot about your impact goal, about your why, and about figuring out that internal reason for why you're here. And so then how do you start to prospect and find people that align with that? I mean, I really don't think that the methods are anything that we haven't talked about. You know, I'm not going to say anything that's going to blow your mind or is new. I'm talking about getting on your social media, looking at people that are, you know, constantly watching your stories, and then going to their pages and seeing like, okay, does she have kids too? Is she married also? Or is she in college and, you know, goes out partying every weekend? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take time. You have to prospect with purpose. But when you really laser focus and figure out what that impact that you want to make, you're going to feel good about finding people and connecting with people, because you're going to have good conversations. If I go and I look through my stories and say, okay, well, Susie Q watches my stories all the time. I go click on Susie Q's profile. She got a picture of her kids and talks about how she, you know, I don't know, went to a Drake concert this weekend, and you know what I mean, she's been married, you know, and she's, you know, in her 30s or something. I'd be like, OMG, I want to talk to this girl, like she looks just like me. And I'm not going to necessarily go out there and start talking boom right away about the business or about challenge groups, but I'm just going to connect with her and be like, oh my God, you went and saw Drake this weekend? I'm so jealous. How was it? I saw him 3 years ago and it was the best concert of my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, when you find people that you really relate to, then starting the conversations is easy, and keeping the conversation going is easy, because it's like you just find your new BFF, and you're not going to feel icky about it, because you're seriously just here to connect and find BFFs, and then find people that want to, you know, find people that you want to make an impact in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Versus that generic, hey girl, I saw you liked my post. Thanks so much for following me for the love. Are you on a health and fitness journey too? Like, I'm sorry, I know that we've taught that for, you know, before. I've taught that. I've sent that message out. I'm telling you, I've just copy and paste, like send to everybody that likes. But that is when you're going to get into that space where you feel icky, where you don't feel genuine, where you feel salesy. You know what I mean? Because you're literally just blasting out a copy and paste message versus actually finding people that relate to you and people that align with your impact goal. And I think that's really what this is all about. So does this make sense, you guys? So the actual prospecting, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to talk about like how to go out there and start conversations, because like I said, I feel like we've talked about it so many times. Like, look at who's watching your stories. Go through hashtags on Instagram. Click on the location tags, okay? Maybe sit down and do a brain dump of, once you figure out your impact goal and really get specific on the type of people that you want to help, make a list of hashtags that you want to start making sure that you're checking daily, okay? And what's really cool, I know not everybody builds their business on Instagram, but Instagram is my jam, and I think it's kind of like the jam right now. But you can follow hashtags on Instagram. So like, for example, I went to the new mom life hashtag and I followed it on Instagram, and now it shows up in my feed. So now I'm like seeing all these random people that are tagging new mom life. You know what I mean? So use hashtags, use location tags, look at who you're attracting, who is coming and looking at your stories, who is liking and commenting on your page. Okay, like that's the base, you know, level. That's the shit we've been teaching you and telling you guys for years, right? There's nothing new about that. But what I think is the new part is figuring out your impact and really figuring out the person that you want to help and getting really specific about it. And it might take time. I really encourage you guys to sit down and, like I said, brain dump, because I know it's hard to like laser focus in on who that person is. Like I don't remember who it was that said at the beginning, like, I want to help millions of people get fit and healthy. That's might be what first pops into your head, but you got to just drill it down and get just narrow it more and more and more. And it might be kind of scary because you're like, oh my gosh, well, I have all these people that are following me, or maybe you don't have people that are following me, and you're like, okay, you know, I don't want to exclude people, like, or, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like when we really get specific on our niche, we get nervous about it, because it's like, well, there's all these other people that I'm not talking to that I could be helping. But that's the point. when you really niche down, like that's when you're really going to see success in your business. And then start to, cater your challenge groups and things to that. You know what I mean? Like I said at the beginning, like maybe creating a new mom challenge group with playlists in there, or maybe like a weekly Zoom where you all get on Zoom with your babies and you just do like a round table and talk about new mom life, nothing even related to health and fitness. You know what I'm saying? Like find out what's going to be fun for you, figure out who that person is, and then start leading with that in your posts, in your conversations, everything else. Okay? I think that's about all I have for you guys. We're coming up on 1 hour. So I want to know, does anybody have any questions specifically? This can be about this topic or anything else, but hopefully this made sense. I know it's kind of all over the place, and I was thinking about making a PowerPoint presentation, because if you guys know me, I love my PowerPoints, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like speak, because I really just think that this topic is important. So prospecting with purpose is all about figuring out the impact that you want to make on people's lives and leading with that before anything else. That's really just in a nutshell what this call is about. And then just get out there, join Facebook groups for the people that you want to help, and just start genuine best friend conversations, like just regular conversations, okay? And you will find, I really truly believe that you will find the people that are meant to be in your challenge groups and on your team, and it will be so much more natural when it does get to the point where you talk about business related stuff. You're not going to feel icky about it, because again, you're not here to sell them something. You're not here to make XYZ amount of money. You're here to make an impact, whatever that is. Insert what your impact goal is. You're here to help new moms have time for themselves and realize that even though that they're a new mom and have a new baby, they can still put themselves first. You know what I mean? Like you're here to do that, not make money and do all the other things. That stuff will come along, but your impact goal has to be first and foremost. And when you do that, that's when you can really see, I think, a change. And then the type of people that you're talking to, you'll see a change in yourself and how you are having your conversations, because you feel good about it, because you're here to do good things. And that's what it's all about, right? Was this a helpful call? I feel kind of like I was a little bit all over the place, but hopefully it was still helpful. Please let me know, you guys. And also, if anybody has any questions, please type in the chat box. It was great. Awesome call. Good thing. Got to get back to, I'm guessing that means like the drawing board and change things up. Yes. Like it might mean that you might need to like take a step back and kind of reevaluate like everything that you've been doing, but that's okay. Like I really think that, this business is all about trial and error, you guys, and you'll figure it out, and you'll do things for a while and it won't work, and then you got to switch it up. You know what I mean? You just got to be okay with going with the flow and just continuing to work, but also implementing and putting it into action, like Lauren talked about last week. Okay. My best friend Kylene and I literally just gave you 2 thumbs up at the exact same time. Woo! Awesome. Love finding BFFs. Yes, you guys, like that's the thing. Like when you connect with people that are like your BFFs, it's like a whole different ball game. I feel like when I'm talking to people that are like me and that are like, you know what I mean? Like there's this girl that I've been talking to for a while. And I had posted about the show Big Brother. I don't know if any of you guys watch Big Brother. It happens every summer. And I was posted about it. And because I'm like, you know what, you guys, at the end of the day, like, you know what I do is I sit with my husband and we binge watch TV. Like we are TV junkies. We've seen like every series on Netflix. Like we're TV people. And I started to post about the TV shows that I watched, and I started having people be like, oh my God, I absolutely love that show. People were starting conversations with me, and I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even need to do anything. They're like, I love that show, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, me too. Can you believe that this happened? You know what I mean? So sorry, I'm getting on a tangent, but finding BFFs, like you'll love this business. You'll love having conversations. Like having conversations is going to feel like nothing. It's just going to feel like you're talking to, people that are like you. And that's when I feel like this business really starts to become fun and it becomes impactful. And that's when you see results, when you can just really connect with people on an emotional level. Just in time for my kid to lose his patience. Yes, my kid is in the other room losing his patience. I can hear him. My husband's like probably like, are you done yet? can you please get off your call? But Amy's a really good example. Like Amy's one of my newer coaches, but she also is a new mom. And I love that we've, can connect on that level. Like we also went to the same high school, you know what I mean? So it's like, you've got to find those people where you can kind of have those similarities and connections. And I think that because it makes it so much easier because you understand each other. You know what I'm saying? Any other questions or nobody had any questions? Anybody have questions? Anything before I stop the recording? Speak now or forever hold your peace. No? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you for all of you guys who have watched the recording. And I hope that this really helps you in having more meaningful conversations and prospecting with purpose and finding people that are like you that align with your goals and your vision. Okay?